Hi guys, we're back today. And today's project is, this is my son's room and it always gets hot in the summer. And I'm thinking if I can put some louvers in the bottom of the door, then it'll let the air pass through easier and maybe it'll be a little bit cooler. And then also a little warmer in the winter too. So our first step is to take the door off the hinges and we'll bring it on out to the garage. All right guys, now we're on the other side of the door and I've got two tools with me, a hammer and a flathead screwdriver. This will be the redneck way to get a door off. So what you're gonna wanna do is tap the bottom of your hinge and there's a little pin in there. We need to drive that pin out. Once you tap the bottom with the hammer, you ought to be able to see the head of the pin. Stick your screwdriver on the bottom of that head and then start driving her on out. Then you ought to be able to take it out. Then just repeat that process for all of your hinges. Then we'll bring this door out to the garage. We're back out here at the garage. So these are the louvers that I bought. Some of the stuff that you're gonna need is you're gonna need 2 of the louvers. You're gonna need some type of saw, a drill. You really only need 1 drill. I've got 2, so I set up one with a drill bit and one with a Phillips bit. You're gonna need a couple of wood screws, a pencil, some safety glasses, something to measure with, and something to draw straight lines with. I'm going to be using the square. But the first thing that you want to do is find out about where you want your louvers to go. And I'm thinking right about there looks good to me. So I'm going to measure that, how far it is from the bottom. And we are about 6 inches from the bottom. So what we're going to do, we're going to measure this out and we're going to draw it on the door. And then we're going to draw a smaller rectangle because you're going to have something for those screws to set into. So you want to actually go smaller and just go to where the louvers start. Okay, so now what we're going to do is measure the width and length of the louvers themselves. That's going to be our hole that we actually cut into the door. So I've got 16 inches by 7.5 inches. All right, and they sit about 1 inch away from the actual bottom of it. So what we're going to do is we'll measure 1 inch, or 6 inches, I mean. And then we'll have the inch to make up for our louvers. So we'll come up we'll go to 7. We'll make a mark at 7. Come down here, make another mark at 7. And then we need to measure the door. This one is 29 7/8. So half of that, we'll go 14 7/8, and that'll be our center. And just make that mark right there. We'll use that here in a little bit. So what you do, you put your straight edge down, and continue that line all the way down. And we said that our louvers were 16 inches. So half of that is 8. We're going to put our 8-inch mark right where we put where we split the difference on the door. And then we're going to mark where our tape starts, and then we're going to mark on 16 inches. My line was not big enough, so I'm going to continue it out. Okay. And then 7.5. So we come up from our mark 7.5 inches. We'll make 2 more marks. All right, make our line. And now, where we did our 8 inches on either side, we're going to take this and continue those lines up just to connect everything and make our rectangle. All right, so we've got our rectangle of what we're going to cut out. So we'll take our drill and we'll drill in each corner. And that's what we're going to use to get the saw in there to actually cut out our rectangle. All right, now we're going to drill our holes in the corners. What you want to do is line the drill bit up to where it doesn't actually go outside of your box that you made. And now we can get our saw and then just follow the lines and cut her out. I'm going to square up this corner here. All right. Now all we need to do is actually install it. So we're going to take, I've got some 1-inch screws here. Take this out of the packaging. Put that side on 6 inches. And that side on 6 inches. We've got 6 3/16 there. 6 inches there. Got 6 1/8 on either side. We'll double check this. Right on there. So I need to flip these around. because this is how it should sit in the door. Whenever you look down at it, it just looks white. Let me put that back on there now. All right, now we need to flip the door over and put the other one on. I'm just throwing away the hardware because I'm using my own. About 6 1/8. About 6 1/8. And I just moved it everywhere. All right, that'll work. All right, guys, we're done. Let's go put her back on. All right, guys, we got the door back on, and this is the next day, actually, because I wanted to test it out before I finished the video. And it does stay a little bit cooler in the bedroom. It's not perfect, but it's definitely a lot better than what it was. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be safe.